Hello coders, good afternoon. It is Sunday and it's 14:32 and it's the 28th. I don't know why I mentioned all of those things. They're facts. Today I want to fix or complete at least 4 GitHub issues on how to code well, and I'll show you those. That's the right button. So, excuse me. This is the website. Actually, I should say I've done a lot of changes over the past few evenings, and a lot yesterday as well. This used to be called the API. Now I've changed it to be the website because it is the website. The experiment we were doing before, moving everything from Symfony over moving everything from Gatsby over to Symfony is done. I'm happy with it. I've renamed the repo to website. It's all good. So we're going to just plow on and fix at least 4 of these issues. So we're probably going to look at the forgotten password, verify, forgotten password itself, and the page errors. And then if I've got some time, I'll move on to the course enrollment. I think PHP Storm has just updated. Also, something that I've been doing is so we have the How to Code Well Docker Hub organization, and we have a How to Code Well website Docker image. And when you've got a free account on Docker Hub, you're eligible to one private repository, which I'm using for the How to Code Well website. So this is actually, if I click into it, this is actually the website. And as you can see, I've done a couple of builds. A few are failing. I'll probably have a look at that later on this evening. But we actually have a private image of the How to Code Well website in Symfony. It's pretty exciting. Excuse me. So yeah, things are coming on, and I've also added some stuff for Ansible and Terraform. So I've been playing around with spinning up virtual servers in various different places, and just sort of moving the Docker image over there and trying things out and tearing things up and down, which has been fun. It's kind of a background task to what this is on GitHub, because obviously moving from AWS Amplify and Gatsby, bringing it all into Symfony, I need to have a server so to actually run this. So the idea is that I'm going to replace the beta site with some VPS. And I'm thinking that's probably going to get done in the next couple of weeks. It's going to probably be a few weekends and a few evenings to work through that. So I don't think I'm going to be showing much of that today. I'm just waiting for PHP Storm to think about it. Have you updated now? Are you good? Can I run you? Is it PHP Storm? Hello. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So, the 4 issues today. There's 2 they're all they all need testing. They all need a Cypress test behind them, and there's the password forget and forgotten password, and then the verify. So when you get an email, it has a little link on there with a unique token. You click on that, and then you get to update your password. So it's pretty self-explanatory, that stuff. And then we've got the error pages as well. But before I start, I need to do a little bit of tidy up, because I've changed the repo name to be website, and I haven't done anything on here, so I need to adjust those. So it's probably going to be a little bit of tidy up first, for the first sort of maybe hour, just to get all my ducks in a row. Let's do this on the command line. It's so much easier. Okay, so if we did git remote -v, yeah, so they need to change, right? They need to change. I think I can just do that fairly straightforward if I was to... there must be something in here about remotes somewhere. Git branches, clones, branches, history, no, anything on there? That's weird. Show history, compare with revision, push, pull, fetch, merge, rebase, branches, clone, manage remotes. There we go. There we go. So these two things here. Okay, so we've got the code notes in as well. Hey, Marco Dev. Thank you for joining today. I hope you're doing well. It's lovely and sunny out where I am at the moment. So I hope the weather is where you are too. And thank you for following as well, Zogot. Thank you. 07. What does that mean? Is that 7 degrees? I don't know. So we're going to just change this to be website. And yeah, the awesome thing that I got running yesterday. Let's just make sure that works. Yeah, the awesome thing I got done yesterday is that with the private repo of the Docker Hub, whenever I make whenever I push a change to certain branches, the Docker Hub will automatically pick that up and build it. And I've told the build routines various different patterns to identify different branches and create them as different tags and so on and so forth. My grand plan, of course, is to get like Circle CI or something to do the CI side of things and then do a Docker push when the image is correct. But we're a little bit far from that yet. Okay, so this looks good. This looks like it's been set up. Okay, let me just see now. Git branches. CMS tidy up and header margin. That's what we're on. I just want to double check whether that's actually gone through. So if we have a look at the code and we go to branches, view all branches. That's our one with the main branch that we're pushing things to at the moment. That's the Terraform branch, the branch that I've been playing with recently with Terraform and Ansible. Then we've got the header margin and the 13 fixes, fixtures and develop. Okay, develop is old. So I just want to double check a couple of things. We're on header margin. Can I merge this into change the base to be develop rebuild? Has that already gone in? Yes, it has. Okay, so I can remove that. Let's I tell you what, before we start moving things about, let's do git checkout develop rebuild git pull, bring all the toys in. Oh, it's a salute. I see. Okay. Fair enough, sorry. It's a salute. Okay, so yeah, you can see all the Terraform stuff that I did yesterday. And there's a whole bunch of other bits and pieces too. I was playing around with a Docker file, make file, and other various things, all DevOpsy related stuff. Okay, so we can get rid of this one, right? Because that's been merged in. So I just want to do a little bit of tidy up before I actually start doing the code. So let's do branch -d and delete that. And let's do git branches again. Let's have a look. Where are we at? We got CMS tidy up. Okay, let's check that too. So I wonder if I can do it from here. CMS. No, it's probably fixes. Fixes CMS. Nope. Okay. Might have deleted that branch. What branches do I have? Clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, so that's fine. That can be deleted. No, sorry. What was the one that we just deleted? Yeah, it was header margin. Sorry, header margin. So that can go. Terraform I still want as an active branch. 13 fixes. I don't know what that is about. Can't remember. Git branch. We have our CMS tidy. I suppose one thing I could do is so that did go into origin. I can search for all 13 fixtures. Here we go. Here we go. And we're changing the base to you. Have you already been merged? No, you haven't. Okay, can I see what the files are? Many of them. Okay. Okay, I think I remember what this is. We'll leave that. I think that's still under playing around. Okay, never mind. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is close all the tabs and go into the controller here and have a look at the front end and see, do we have that? No. Okay, I have code yet to commit, I think. Let me just double check something. Opening up my laptop. Bear with me a second. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's cool. Let's have a look at PHP Storm on this end. Here we go. Yeah. Yep. Commit the directory. What needs to be committed here? Nothing needed. Okay, just pushing that up. Cool. Okay, and then down here, I'm going to do a git fetch. Cool. Hello, Mr. DB303. Thank you for joining today. Coder chums. Yeah. My tea is nice and warm, which is rare on a stream. It usually gets left cold. Right, so yeah, I just brought that in. So we're going to do a git checkout. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to do a git merge of that in, I think. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm doing too many things in my mind at once. Bear with me a minute. It's like an insight in how my brain works. We're going to just check this one out. There we go. Okay. Git logs. Updates. Yes. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then we do. It's the other way around, isn't it? I want to push that into that. Yes, it is. Git merge. The develop branch. That's what I want to do. Develop rebuild. Yeah, there we go. So now we're up. Now those two should be up to date. Boom. Okay. Zogot is saying I typically set it to for the branches to get deleted after I merge. Then I have a pretty useful. Oh yeah. And an alias. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. Yeah, that's clever. The problem that I have is that because I do all this on like evenings and weekends, sometimes I'll have an hour, sometimes I'll have like 4 hours. It really depends on how much sleep I want that evening. And so I'll end up with like half baked goods on my laptop, and then when I come to stream, I've got to suddenly bring everything back to where it was all. So because I primarily use the laptop in the evenings because I go downstairs and I watch some telly. Recently we've been watching The Ranch on Netflix, which was recommended by someone on the stream actually. A chatter. It's got Ashton Kutcher in it, which is cool. Anyway, what was I doing? Forgotten passwords. That's where we're at. That's what I want to do. So, yes, we now should have our. I think, yeah, I created a controller specifically for this. So we've got the forgotten password thing, root, and then we've got that just goes straight to nothing. So that will be like the index. Let's just change that to be index. And then down here we have our verify, which is verifying the parent password link. Let's just call that verify. Let's simplify things. And what I was going to do is create a form. Yes, this is where I left it. I was basically working to a point where I just wanted to just get some sleep. So this was very half-baked. So I need to create this form. Yes, and this form will have it's actually, yeah, it's the new password and old part. No, it's new password and password confirm. So we'll build that today. Probably not going to be called verified password link, to be fair. No, I don't need to do that. That should just be password verify or something. So we need to create a form in here. Yep. Oh, I did create a verify password link, a confirm token. I'm not sure I want to do that anymore, to be fair. I don't want someone to enter in the password. I want it to be a link. Enter a token. I want it to be a link. I think it... Yeah, let's change this all up. This is going to be password type. Password... password update type, and we're going to have two passwords: a new password and a confirm password, because the confirmation token is going to be based on a link. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. And that link will go probably in the hidden field. Thinking about it, meh. Okay. I'm sure there is a way to do this. I'm sure there is a password confirm input. A repeated type. There we go. Yeah, so password it's a repeated type, and we have password and repeat password. Yes, this is essentially what I want to do. Yeah, I might just grab that, to be fair, and replace it with this, and then work around it. So this is a repeated type. And this is a password type. And the invalid messages, the password fields must match. That's fine. I don't think we need to worry too much about the classes. Nope, I'm getting rid of those. It's definitely required. I think required is on by default, but we'll leave it. We're going to change this to be confirm. But to be fair, this is all done by Twig anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, so it's just first and second. Okay. Class doesn't match the containing file name. No, of course it doesn't. I've just changed it. Refactor rename. Boom. Okay, that's looking good. Looking good, good, good. And the idea is that I don't actually think I've got the Docker bits and pieces running yet. Let me just see. Did that start at the start of the stream? Did I actually do Docker start machine? Yes, I did. Okay. So we should just evaluate the shell. Anything running? Yes. Right, which browser am I using today? Chrome. How to code well local. Make sure you're up. Okay, let me grab a new terminal window and have a look at my host file. Oh no, it is. It just took a while. Are we gonna have our debug? Yes, it's on debug mode. That's why it took so long. Okay, fair enough. Classic case of me just being super impatient. Right, the idea is that we go to forgotten password, which we can get by this, can't we? Go login. Oh, so slow. Forgotten password. I've been. There we go. Right, so that's that page, and then we have another page where we have verify. If I can spell, I've been spoilt by static websites, building things on. I can't spell it, can I? Let's get the exact spelling. It's this one. Yeah, I've been spoilt by password update type. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the good old Gatsby days. Neither property email or methods email, get email, is email exists. Aha, it's because this is going off to here, right? And I haven't, in my knackered state when I was trying to do this, I just copied over the thing. This is going to be reset password, right? We've got the messages, we've got the form, bits and pieces. So I've got a feeling this would be first and second, right? So that would be password first. We'll grab another one, bung it underneath. This one's going to be called second. And we'll get rid of you, and we'll have reset as the Submit name. Okay, let's see. Throwing it together. Just throwing it around. There we go. Apart from it being called email, and we've got a please try again. Good. Email. Aha. So this would be password. This will be new password. And this will be confirm password. Good. Slurp of the tea. Okay, what on earth is going on with that please try again jobby? What's happening there? Please try again, else. Oh, no. This is the classic case where you're checking if it's been submitted and if it's valid. And yeah, that's not good. Gosh, this is what happens when I code when I'm knackered. I'm like, yeah. There needs to be another if statement here. I was doing this Friday night, and Friday was I was just feeling rough. Friday. Still am feeling a little bit off color. There we go. Okay, so we've got our submit, our is valid, find bar user, generate the conf. Okay, this needs to be removed. I'll deal with all this in a second. Let me just make sure that isn't coming back up anymore. Yes, good. Okay. Right, let's play around with the mechanics of it. So found user is user jobby. No, that's wrong. So when the user gets so the idea is that they let's take a walk. Let's take a walk. So we go to the login here. And then we hit, and then someone tries to log in, and then it's like, oh no, I don't know what my username is, my password is, so I'm going to hit forgotten password. Okay, so they... Let's fix that as well. Man alive. Right, it's the same deal with this, isn't it? Up in this one here. Yeah, that needs to be... We need to take that, put that out there. We should only be checking if it's valid if it's been submitted. There we go. Excellent. All right, let's continue on our walk. Let's get rid of this. Okay, all right. So the idea is that when someone puts in their email address, I don't know, test1@testing.howtocodewell. This is just going to bounce to my howtocodewell.net, and then hit submit. An email, so that needs to go green. I'm going to have to deal with the classes and stuff, but we can test all this in Cypress. It's fine. An email has been sent with the instructions on how to reset your password. So that would go off to an email would be sent out with a link. They would click that link. Excuse me. And it would take them to here. So we need to verify. So it'll be something like token is equal to blah, something like that. So we would verify. Excuse me. We would verify that first up. So the first thing I need to do down in here. Told you I was feeling a bit rough. Is so up here is the password. Forgotten password. This generates the token, and it goes user manager save and flush of the found user, and then it does get mailer run, and it pushes the found user into the mailer. The mailer then pulls out the token from here, and then generates the link. I'm going to add some more testing around this, obviously, and some logging. Obviously, we just want it to return a success message, even if they haven't found the user, right? So even if the user hasn't been found, we still want the success message because we don't want anyone to game the system, which is cool. This error here is based on whether or not, if the form that you've supplied isn't valid. So if you put in an email address that isn't an email address, like, foobar or something like that. So, okay, long story short, the user clicks on the link, and the link has the token. So we need to pull out the token from here. We do this right at the top before we even deal with any of this stuff. So we got token is equal to request get token, fine, whatever. I mean, maybe. Right, so we do if, no, you can tell I've been doing some bash. If token, if empty token, then let's just walk through this. So if the token is empty, we want to return error message and redirect, right? Okay, so you would return off of this. If it's not empty, we'll continue and we'll do user is equal to user manager get repository generate something. Yep. There, I haven't got a quick win into this. No, I haven't. Thank you for following, Lastia Prime. Thank you very much for following. This is PHP Storm. This is PHP Storm that I have literally just updated before the stream. So we want to get the repository, and we want to do find. I'm probably going to have to create a method, to be fair, but really it would be something like find one by, and then you would pass in the confirmation token as the token that you've got, and then down here you would also have an if user is an instance of, that would be find one, user instance. If that's not the case, then again you would return an error message and redirect. So at this point down here we should actually have the user. At this point we should have the user based on the confirmation token, and at this point what we need to do is we need to invalidate the token, because it's a one-time token. You can only use it once, and it's tied to the user, and there's some special bits around generating that. So, but do we want to, what happens if the user puts in an invalid password and refreshes the page? Does that mean the token is now invalid? Maybe at this point, let's get rid of all of this stuff, because we already know what the user is. That's all good. We're not supplying the email address. That's fine. We have the user at this point, and so we don't need this. So user gets pushed into here. Let me think. We want to do user manager. Well, no, we don't. We want to do user set confirmation token. Set confirmation token as like null to wipe it out, and then we want to do say user manager and then it's save and flush the user, and then we want to do a redirect. So then we do a success and a redirect. Yeah, so the token will only get removed if the form is valid. Yeah, it's pretty much the same WebStorm and PHP Storm, although I believe WebStorm is more geared for the front end, and you can install PHP as a plugin, I believe. But my experience with WebStorm is pretty much zilch. So yeah, JetBrains is awesome. JetBrains is amazing. I can't fault it. I've been with this IDE probably the longest, I would imagine, than the other IDEs, because I was trying all sorts of various stuff over my career. NetBeans, Eclipse, Sublime Text, Coda, yeah, and just an array of other bits and pieces. Yeah, and what I really like about this is the sort of the debugging aspect of it as well, and the way the other things that I use on a day-to-day basis. Like, I was doing something with Ansible this morning. I was connecting. I might be able to show you actually. So Ansible up here. I was playing around with the playbook. And I was just playing around. I mean, this isn't complete. I was just throwing things together. But I was able to use the Docker image using the Docker Ansible sort of plug. I guess it's a plugin of Ansible. I don't know. But anyway, the whole thing just picked this up. It was great. The IDE was able to autocomplete all the things that I was doing. So I didn't actually need to look at the documentation for Ansible. I could just tab through the autocomplete to find the thing that sounded most like the thing that I was using. And it was a Docker image. Anywho, okay, so let's walk this train. So we've got the token. We get the token from the request. We check whether it's empty. If it is, then we redirect the user. If it's not, then we grab the user from the confirmation token. If we don't get a user back, we redirect and send a message. So at this point, we have a user. We know who the user is based on the token that was supplied. Excuse me. Rubbish. Hang on a minute. I've got a telephone call. Right, bear with me a minute. I was almost going to swear then. Ugh. Spam callers, especially when I'm doing my streaming. That's one way to piss me off. Right, calm down. I've totally forgotten what I was doing. Something to do with coding, right? That's what I was supposed to be doing. Last year Prime is saying, hands down, one of my favorite things is jumping to function definitions. Yeah, definitely in PHP Storm, WebStorm, IntelliJ stuff. Control click on the function name. Yes. So I'm a big super fan of Symfony, and Symfony being the PHP framework, and there is a Symfony plugin like there is a Laravel plugin. And it does pretty much what you've just said. You know, you can it kind of predicts what you're going to try and do, which is nice in a sort of an unintrusive manner. So it comes out with the auto-complete stuff, which is good. Okay, so let's. You're gonna have to bear with me a minute whilst I walk this train again. So I've just noticed that's wrong. Okay. I'm like a what's one of those birds that gets highly distracted? Anyway, right. Okay, so here we go. So we got a token. It comes in from the URL, and we check whether it's empty. If it's empty, then we return an error message and redirect. So let's go and fill in the blanks, shall we? So we need to add the flash. And this one's going to be called, please supply a token. That doesn't make any sense. Your request was invalid. Now, at this point, we're going to redirect them to, redirect to root. We will redirect them to the path name, which is forgotten password index, because that's the one up top here. Because if you don't have a token, you can't go forward. In fact, thinking about it, it's the same deal with this one too. So if we don't have a user from the confirmation token, your request was invalid. I mean, the thing is with this, you don't want to give too much away. You don't want to say, oh, you need to have a token. Or, the user hasn't actually been found on the database. Because when people start playing with this and start trying to game the system, the more information you give them, the more information they can actually find out as to what they need to do in order to reset a password. Excuse me. Wow. Sorry about that. I coughed in straight in the microphone there. Sorry. COVID. So, token here. I don't have that, by the way. And it's nothing to joke about. It's nothing to joke about. Whoa! That nearly landed on my foot. That is what you call karma. I've got a pair of headphones that hang underneath my desk. And they just fell down. I'm on a standing desk here. And they were literally a couple of inches away from my foot. That's karma. Okay, so that's good. We get the form. So really, I should be able to just refresh this page and it should redirect me. To be fair, if we did that now. that should redirect me back to the forgotten password bit. Is it me or am I really loud today? Let's bring that down a bit. There we go. Your request was invalid. Please try again. Okay, cool. I suppose now at this point I need to create a token. Yeah. Yep. Let me think. I'm sure I've got an account. I'm sure I've got a user that has this. If we go into, because I created a dummy account, user fixtures down here, and there is, I have forgotten my password. And we've got a confirmation token here. And this gets added and gets set. Yeah. Oh, that's something that we need to do. We need to deactivate the account once the reset has been made. Yeah, okay. And then update that. Let's do that quickly, otherwise I'll forget. So once we've set this to null, we need to do user set active. That's true. And what we need to do after this is we need to do user set active is false. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we've got a user that has this account, right? This one here. So I could use that. So yes. Let's just double check that that is on the database. Give me a second. MySQL minus U. Yep. Double L. Where ID is equal to this one. No, it's empty. Okay, so we don't have those. So I'm gonna have to run the fixtures to bring them in to make the test. That's fine. We just probably won't have any. We probably won't have any of the course images when I do this, but that's fine. Let's just spin this up then. So. The rights. Let's make DB test. Is it restore? Yep. Right, let's just double check this one again. There we go. Okay, so he's on there now. Right, so we now have a user with that. So we should be able to grab this and then go into our verification. And I think I called it token, and we're going to equal that to U. Obviously, this isn't how the token will be, right? There we go. We've now got the reset, so we know who the user is. So we're now at this point. So we've got the user. If I was, let's try it out with just something that doesn't exist. So let's put in a 5 on the end there, right? So this should redirect back to. No, it doesn't. Really? Really? Blah. So if empty token, that's that one, and then we get the user. If user isn't an instance of, then we add flash and we redirect to here. So your request was, oh yes, no, it has. It's just they look the same. Your request was invalid. Please try again. Okay, so I think it was that. 2.3, is that correct? 2.3.4. Let's just copy the whole thing. Yep, your request was invalid. I need to change this to be like red or something. Okay, so now we should be at this point where we have the form, which we do. Okay, so now we can actually start playing with this. So let's do a form. Let's do test 1, 2, 3, 4. The old test 1, 2, 3, 4 test 1. Okay, and at this point, we're saving and we're flushing. I need to redirect, don't I? That's what I need to do before I actually do this thing. We need to redirect. Where are we going to redirect to? Login page. That sounds sensible, doesn't it? So we'll add the flash. This is going to be password has been reset. Please log in. Boom. And we're going to where are we going to, Pete? Where are we going? Front end. See, this is brilliant. It brings out all the twig roots. Front end with a like that. And is it I want to say it's account login, but I don't think so. Is it just login? Security login. Of course it is. I think that's right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right, so then if we hit reset on this, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Password has been reset. Please log in. Reset password. That didn't work. Maybe it's because I did it before I did the refresh, probably. Now, what's the betting that that's been set to inactive? So if I refresh this, is this going to... No, it didn't. Let's do confirmation token, and let's do active. Let's just see what they are. Yes, so the confirmation token is null, and it's not, and it is active. So this now shouldn't exist. So why am I brought back to this page? Reset password page. Do I get... We're on the verify. That's not right. That's not right. No. Because we should have fallen into this trap. Into this trap here. If the user doesn't exist, because the confirmation token that we've got, and the user is null. So unless there's another confirmation token, let me have a look. I might be... Give me a second. We should be here. What have I done? Have I given two people, two testing accounts, the same invalid token? No. Nope. No. Okay. So, why am I here? I'm gonna put in two on here and then one on there, just to be 100% sure. There we go. Let's refresh. So the message is correct. It's 2. The message is correct, but we're not redirect to root. Do I need to return this? Let's have a look. Return redirect. I think I do. I think that's my problem. Which means that that needs to be here. Yes, I do, because it's just going to fall down here. Oh my god. Can you believe it? Yay! There we go. Yay, that went down the wrong way. Okay, so let's get rid of you and you. So this is good. Right, so I'm gonna rebuild the database again. Gonna restore all that stuff. So let's bring that back up to play. There we go. And then get into our verification, which was this one. There we go. Okay, so let's do test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3. T-E. That's T-R-T-8. One. For God's sake, fish. Right, let's reset. I probably, thinking about it, I'm not returning here, am I? Come on. No. I've done the whole thing again, haven't I? Please try again. Nope. Still inactive. Right. Probably didn't spell that correctly. Come on. There we go. We got the login page. Woo! So now this should be blank and active. And also, if I was to log in with the user fixtures. Oh, I should have chosen the password. That wasn't that. Oh well, never mind. I will do a run through in a second. So it's this. Lol. And test 1, 2, 3, 4. All the lols. Invalid credentials. That's a lie. Oh, I tell you what, I'm not doing. I'm not actually. What a moron! What an ultimate moron! I need to be doing. I need to do this. Pass in the user instance and the raw password, which is form get password. Moron. Why is it not liking that? Expected a parameter of type string. Cast form to a string. Oh. Sorry. Right, okay, let's run through all of this again. Jesus. And I'm going to change the password that I try and reset. So let's go to forgotten password. Let's do it from the top, right? So we do forgotten password, and all of that stuff. We get the password back. We get the verification back, which is going to be this one. And I probably need to update the DB quickly. DB. Yep, let's push back to there, which is good. Okay, cool. We're going to put in the password of test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. All right. So we're resetting this. This is because on the don't ever use these as passwords. This is because no, I don't want that. Thank you very much. So that should be removed. That's good. That should now be set to active, which it is. And the data fixtures for this particular fella is test 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Yeah. So we should be able to now do test 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we should be able to log in if this has worked. Fingers crossed. Boom! It has. No, I never want to remember that. Thank you. Okay, good. So we've now been able to reset a user's password. Wow, that took me too long. Jesus, that took so long to do that. Okay. Right. So the code, in my opinion, is utter shite. So let's see if we can play with it a little bit. Do some refactoring. The problem I've got with this is that there's two things that do the same thing: adding the flash and sending the redirect route here. How do you get around that? Well, the check on whether it's empty or not basically prevents a database call. I could just not have that and then set this to be like null or something. And that way there's only one check, but I don't want it to be hitting the database unless we absolutely know that there is a token, because this is going to be hit by bots, this page. And I don't want the database to be hit. So I could probably put that in a function with that, maybe. And then if we scroll down here, we've got this bit here. That could be in I want to say a service, but that could be in its own little function somewhere. And then we've got these. This isn't so bad. I mean, the code works. It's just I just don't like the look of it. There's just too much going on here. Let's tidy this up. Protected function. What are we going to call these two? It is redirect. Token error. There we go. Token error. It's we're going to avoid it. Actually, no, we're not. And I'm going to grab this in here, push that into there. That's going to return there, and then here we're just going to put that as a return response. And then this is going to return this token error. Same with this deal here. It's just because it's just doing two things, two of the same things. So, in my opinion, that code should be somewhere else. I know there's only 2 lines, but it makes it a little bit more readable, in my opinion. So if you've got an error, if that's empty, you've got a token error. If there's no user, you've got a token error. That makes sense. And then down here, we can have a protected function, which is update user. We pass in the user. We know who you are, and we also pass in the password. In fact, we pass in the form. Yeah. That is what all of this is going to do. Trouble is, now we've got a problem with the user manager, but that could be put on the constructor. That's fine. I'm just trying to find ways to make this a little bit leaner, a little bit more leaner. So this would be like this user manager. Then we do save and flush. There's no need to actually return anything here. I don't think we need to return the actual user. I don't think so. So this would be, what did I say this was? Update user. This update user, we're passing in the user and the form. There we go. And then the constructor up here. See, we've got two user managers. So this is just, I'm just playing. I'm just like tidying up the classes because there's too much going on. Function constructor. Struct. There we go. Thank you. Oh, I rely on the old autocomplete far too much. User manager. This is going to be a private user manager here. So this user manager is equal to user manager, and then down here we don't need this. This is going to be this user manager. Again, I want this somehow to be in something rather than getting the repository and then finding. Yeah, I can sort that out in a minute. Then we get, so we got the user, we handle the request, then we do the update user. Now I can, from here, we can do this user manager, right? So now these functions have their own purpose. It's not just all in the controller. That's good, that's good, that's good. That's okay. Reasonable. We can also deal with this as well. So let's get rid of you and you. This is this user manager create. This user manager find by. Again, we can deal with all of this in a minute. And the update I need to rename because that doesn't make any sense in the context of this. So down here, I want to change this to be update user password. There we go. There we go. That's cleaner, isn't it? That's looking a little fresher. Token error. Yep. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. This needs to change. Let's do the same deal with that. User is user create. Yeah, okay. So let's do this is update user token. And what you're going to do is all of this stuff here. In fact, yeah, let's just spin it. Let's just do all this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Then we do this. Update user token. There we go. Good. Then we do that, and that's all good, and that seems to be fine. That's good. That's good. Add flash success. An email has been sent with the instructions to your password. Do I need to do anything there? No. No, there's no redirection here. There's no redirection there either. The verify here we've got is submitted is valid. Update password, add a flash, and redirect to root. So that's cool. There's no redirection going on down here. In fact, we can probably... Yeah, we don't need an else. We don't need an else. Because if it is valid, it gets returned. So we don't need an else, which means we don't need an else up here. I love doing these little sort of micro refactors. It just makes things a little cleaner. There we go. There we go. Oh, actually, no, we do. We don't redirect here, so we will need an else. Yeah. It's only because we redirect down here that we don't need an else. Yeah. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is just run through it all. Let's just make sure PHP Stan will need to be aware of all these things. So let me just sort all this out. This form is what comes back? Form interface. Okay. Whoops, that went. Where did that go? Oh, it's just up here. Update docs. There we go. Good stuff. Right, let's go back over to the beginning. Let's refresh this page, and let's just let's do it all. Let's do it all. Okay, why password has been why is that? That, I mean, that needs to be green, so let's deal with that too. Okay, cool. Okay, so bung that in. In fact, what we could do, right? What we could do is, because I've just done this one, right? So we could actually just use this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the whole account. Let's do the whole account. That makes sense. Let's go over to our user fixtures. Grab this. As I haven't refreshed the database, it's still null. So let's submit this. This one should, that's set to null. We should have, fingers crossed, soon. Okay, maybe not so soon. let's do it again. No, let's not put in the whole database. What? Oh, copy you. Thank you. Paste this in here. Submit the form. I need to play around with like the way this looks, because it's tiny, and when the messages like this appear. Oh, hang on. Insert into using it. Why am I inserting a user? What? Why? Hey, hang on a minute. Hold fire. What's going on? No. I think it's because I've set the entity on it. I reckon that's the case. Yeah, I reckon in the wherever the form is here, I bet I've got my entity set. Yes, I have data class, which means it's going to create a user. Right. Yes, you're an idiot, Fisher. Why are you doing that? You absolute moron. User update token user. Let me have a think about this for a second. We set the user to be active as false. We save and flush. Right. Okay. But up here, we're getting the email. Get user email. Get user. Found user. So why did that attempt to do an insert? That doesn't make any sense. I reckon it might be this. And when we're handling the request, because it's mapped, it's trying to insert it in or something. I don't think this is right. We don't need the user. We need the user down here. Yes. So this is ridiculous. Yes. So that's not the same as this. This needs to be, this needs to be form get, is it email? Probably. Get data. That gets the found user. So we're actually putting that in here. There we go. That makes sense. Okay. Let me just double check I'm not doing any madness down here. The user, what's the user? No, oops. At this point here, the user is generated from here. Okay. All right. So we're not creating users. Moron. Another example of me coding whilst I'm tired. Right. Form is create form. That's groovy. All those things. Let's try this again, shall we? So that we're still good with that. I'm also going to just no, that's fine. I'm just being lazy. Yes, let's grab this again. In here, right? Submit it. Come on. An email has been sent with the instructions on how to reset your password. So now we should be able to run this again, and we should hopefully see that the confirmation token has changed. So let's run this, and it has. Whoop, whoop. So we grab the confirmation token, and it's set to inactive, which is great. So now we can go and do the verify, passing in the token as the token that we've just captured from the old database. So that's now worked through. So we're now running that user down here. Excellent. So we found the user. The previous password was test1234 was it? Let's just double check that. If I can find the damn tab. Yeah, 1234. So let's go for something else like test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo! Why not? 6, 7. Let's hit reset. The reset of that should... Yeah, no, thank you. Should take us to the login, which it has done. And also... think. That should be removed. Which it is. And it's set to active. Which I don't actually think I'm doing anything with, to be fair, but, you know. So, okay, let's now log in with the username, which we can grab from the fixtures. There we go. And our mighty password. 567. Log in. And now we should be logged in. We are logged in. Wonderful news. Okay, so the ins and outs of that kind of works. That's cool. I'm happy with that now. And it's been refactored a bit. Makes it look a little easier on the eyes. I guess... Yeah. I guess what I should do is... commit it up. Well, no. The first thing I should do is let's just run the tests. So the beautifier, PHP stan, PHP MD, PHP depend. There we go. PHP stan. Let's try that again. So that's gone and changed the file. Okay, no violations. That's all good. Checking whether I've changed any entities. The scheme is valid. Now it's doing a cache clear. This is my little test audit command. It does a lot of stuff. So what we're doing here is it's PHP beautifier, which is just checking on like linting and stuff, and it'll try and fix things if possible, which it has done. In that case, I need to run it again. So it then passed that. Then it's doing PHP code sniffers. Make sure I haven't put any dodgy code in. Then it's doing PHP MD. So that's doing mess detection. So making sure my functions aren't huge or my line numbers aren't, my code lines aren't massive, and other sniffs. And then here it's doing PHP stan on level 8, and then here it's doing validating the doctrine schema. So if I was to do any change to the entities and I've screwed up the migrations, that would catch that. Then it's doing a cache clearance. Then it's cleaning up the testing output. Then it's dumping all the... It's rebuilding the database to the test database. Now it's running all of the unit tests. Where are we at now? Now, after 258 unit tests, it does 17 integration tests. These are testing the database for various things. And not just the data, other things too. And then this is acceptance test. Now this is going to fail because I don't have the Selenium suite running at the moment. So this is all failed. Failing. Let's see if we can just quickly get that up. So Docker compose, because it would be nice to get this all through. Up test. I think that's what I called it. There we go. So if I did docker ps-a, we should have our Selenium suite running, which it is. So let's do make tests one last time. It looks like it can't. It literally is a connection issue here, I think. Now I'm starting to think maybe I should change from Selenium to Cypress. We do a lot of front-end testing on Cypress. The acceptance tests that failed here were dealing with the data with the CMS. I don't know. Umming and ahhing about that at the moment as to which path to take. Cypress is really good. Don't get me wrong. Cypress is good. It's a JavaScript. It's a JavaScript testing framework for end-to-end tests. So I don't expect any of these to fail. So my plan, because I've got the because yesterday I was playing around with, and this morning I was playing around with Linode and getting the servers up and running, a server up and running, using Terraform and Ansible. I think my plan, this is the acceptance test, so hopefully these will pass now. I think my plan is to use Circle CI as a means of testing the integration of these things. So basically running all of this every time I make a push up to a particular branch. So spinning up a Docker environment specifically for testing, and running through this. And then once that's passed, sending a message to the Docker Hub to rebuild the Docker image. Or even tagging the thing is, this is where it gets a bit muddy. I don't want to supply the beta site or the production site with anything that is, so that was a Selenium issue. So we got green tick there. Selenium just takes time. It's my bugbear with Selenium is it just takes, Selenium is slow. There's no two ways about it. Selenium is just slow. It's just a slow, it's really, really good. It's really good. It's just very slow. Anyway, what was I saying? Circle CI. The plan is to use Circle CI as my sort of the integration tests, and then trigger some build to happen on the beta site. Production, I'll be doing the manual deployments, I think, for the first part of it. I reckon. So there might be continual delivery on the there we go, that's what went through. Continual delivery on things like the testing and the staging and beta. But I think production, it will be manual deployments. That's probably wisest. But what I was saying with the testing, there's obviously a lot of packages in PHP as well as JavaScript that I don't want on production. All your required dev sort of packages and your dev dependencies. So I might have to do some sort of secondary Docker build to remove all those bits and pieces. I don't know. Haven't really fully worked out the pipeline yet. I've got all the pieces kind of working in isolation. I just need to, make the connections. Anyway, that's all gone through. That took a minute and 41 seconds. No, it didn't. Did it? Yeah. Okay. Whatevs. Cool. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now with Cypress, let me commit that first before we do anything else. Git status. What have we changed? Let me just make sure that there isn't any daft stuff in. So we removed a bunch of namespaces that we don't need. That's fine. Which file is this? Forgotten password. Okay. Of course it is. That looks good. Yep. So that was a fixture fix I did. Twig changes here for the form. That reminds me, I must change those error messages to be green and red. Okay. Git commit -am. Adding password verify. Okay, so we need to change the colors of these things. So when we get to, let's hit log out. So these would be in our templates, and they would be in forgotten password, and it would be in verify and index. It's these things. So we don't have any images because we're running on the test DB rather than the beta DB. If we did log in here, forgotten password, pass that in, we should see a message. Nope. Hey, hang on a minute, what have I just done? Forgotten password, we put in, oh, I hit login, moron. So that's a bug. So this one here, let's just see what it is that gets printed out. It is alert success. Gotcha. So we're using Tailwind, so the alert success is going to be like green, I think. So I can either create a class in CSS that matches that class name, or I could just update the class name here. I don't know. I think it would be easier if it was an actual class. Yeah, let's do that. Where do they live? Assets, and it is CSS. It is in the app.css. Let's put it at the bottom. Right. Dot alert. It's alert danger, and it is also alert success. And we also have dot alert as well. Okay, so here we can do apply. Let's give it a P of 4. The success we can do apply. No, in here. BG green. Let's do a soft green 400 with text green. Let's do a dark. Let's do 800. Yeah, I think that's good. So we'll do the same up here, but this is going to be red. Hopefully they're going to be in the same sort of light. Red 400 is sort of this color. I wonder if we need to go a little bit lighter. Let's move this down to 300, and let's move that down to 300 as well. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is just going to disappear. I don't know. but we should keep that on our clipboard. Oh. One thing I do need to do, obviously, is deal with the actual UI service. So we've got make UI. Can't remember what it is. Can't remember what my make file is. Let's have a look. Make file. Look for. UI watch, UI build. I suppose we could do watch, I suppose. Yeah, why not? I might have to tinker with it, so. Hopefully this command will work. I haven't used it in a while, so fingers crossed. Okay, so it's watching the files. So if we did a refresh here, hopefully that will change. Hopefully, if I've done it right, there's a big chance that I haven't done it right. Yeah, I haven't done it right. Just do a shift refresh just to see if I actually a test I could make, right, is just to do a change and see if it's gone through. Let's change this to be P8, for instance. Right, has that been in rebuilt? No, it hasn't. I was kind of expecting that to rebuild. Okay, so obviously this doesn't work, so that's an issue. Oh, and obviously that's broken, right? Right. Okay, so this doesn't work then. That's what we're saying. That doesn't work. Let's try this one. Oh, hang on. Look. No, it has done. It has done. It's just a classic case of Pete being very impatient. So that did build. And it looks like it's built the right entry points. And I don't know why. Oh, right. My complete ignore. There we go. Sorry, I had a message about that spam caller. I don't know why I said it to remind me about the call in an hour's time. Anyway. Right, so if we did a refresh now, hopefully it would all come back. Please. Please come back. Yay, and we've got the green thing. Woo! Okay, that doesn't look so bad. Let's tidy up the margins. So let's do MT4 and MB4. Let's give it a little bit of room. And also I want to tidy this up. If I was to remove this, oh no, it's not so bad. The thing is, I keep forgetting because I'm doing is that going to change? Are you going to change? No. Save. I don't know whether that's. I don't think it has. Ugh. So when I was working with Gatsby, obviously, with the React, you didn't have to refresh the page; it would just update. So it's so, yeah. Continue. Did that actually work? MT4, MB4. Doesn't look like it. I've got the grey. I've got all of this stuff. Yeah, that success doesn't look like it's got anything on it. Nor does the alert. It's just got one padding. I don't know whether that's done or not. Let's run it again. It's this stupid console log that's making that crush. It's because this is I don't know why it is actually. So is this, when it says web package is watching the files, does this mean that I can go off and actually do things, or does it have to actually build the files? Done, compiled. I think maybe we need to wait until that's happening. I don't know. There we go, it's done. 3 files written to app build. You going to tell me what they are? Apparently not. Oh, here we go. Isn't Node slow? Okay, that's looking a wee bit better. All right, so let's take a look at the error messages. We can find that by just, there we go. So why did that not? So it's added the padding, right? But why did it not apply? Is it because it's error? Idiot. Needs to be error, not danger. Sure. So let's go verify, paste that in. No, that's still, it's like it's just not reading this. Alert error. I don't believe for a minute that this is watching the files. I think it's just lying to me. I am running in a Docker machine, yes. Yeah, I reckon it's that. You're right, I reckon it's like a file system thing. In the future, I'm not going to bother putting it in a Docker machine, I don't think. Just to get around. There's other things I've had with file system issues with Docker machine, just not running quicker enough for my liking. So, and to be fair, now it's in a Docker image on the Docker Hub. When I do these kind of things, I don't necessarily need a machine. I could just run it off of localhost. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Come on. Thank you. There we go. Right, I want to sort this silly margin thing going on here. What if I close this up, it's perfectly fine. If I open this up, it pushes that up and it doesn't close this down. So what on earth is going on? That's very frustrating. It's so that's okay, margin top 20, which is here, margin top 20, but it doesn't have a margin here. So am I thinking that the footer has a, I reckon I need to do a margin bottom 20 there too. And I need to do it on certain things. This might be quite problematic actually. That is looking off of the div. Okay, so it's not on the main, it's on the div. Okay, that's cool, we can do that. So on front end in index, where we have our div class mt20, that needs to be medium dimensions mb20 as well. And let's just make sure that that's the same with the verify. Well, that should sort that problem out. Okay, I'm gonna run that again. Yeah, you know what? The last few streams I've been talking about different operating systems. I have my eye on getting a Linux box, specifically for for development. The thing is, I'm a PHP contractor, and a lot of my work, all of my work, to be fair, is all of the projects I've had, the teams that I've worked in, have used Mac. It's highly Mac heavy, but there's always this issue. There's always this issue. So I'm thinking maybe of getting, probably specifically for How to Code Well at this stage, is getting some little Linux thing that I can use. I've got my eye on a System 76 laptop. I just want to try, and everyone says that Linux is much faster with Docker, and I can see that when I'm playing around with Docker on production or on staging or on a VPS that has huge amounts of memory anyway, because it's built for a web server. So I can see that on a VPS, but I haven't tried it out yet in development. So actually having an IDE where I'm coding against a Docker machine or just a container that is sat on top of Linux. I just want to see for myself whether, how good is it. My problem with moving to let's do a refresh here. My problem with moving to from Mac to something else, which is something that someone raised a previous stream ago, is that because I'm working in the there we go, that's much better. Because I'm working in a team of people where they use Macs, it will be a struggle because I'll be the only one. I'll be like the ugly duckling of the group, if you will. I probably already am that, to be fair. But you know what I mean? It's like you're working on a tool that nobody else is working with. So in that respect, there could be issues. I am using Docker. This is the whole problem. I am using Docker. So this is the problem I've got, is that the projects that I've got running, including this one, but the projects that I've got in the contracting space, they're very resource hungry, and it really all boils down to the fact that I'm waiting for Docker to be supported by. I'm waiting for Docker to support M1 in Mac. As soon as Docker supports M1 in Mac, I'm going to be on it like a rash. To be fair, I have on my machine, my daily driver, my laptop that I use for my professional work, my contracting work. It's a 16 gigabyte, 16-inch MacBook Pro. And it's really, really good, except it's only got 16 gigabytes of RAM. And so I'm in this really annoying position where I want to increase the amount of RAM that I've got. But they don't allow, there isn't a Mac yet, there isn't an M1 Mac yet that has more than 16 gigabytes of RAM. And yes, I am topping out my machine at 16 gigabytes of RAM. I'm giving about 14 gigabytes. Well, I think it was, I set it to 11 last week. 11 gigabytes specifically for Docker, running on 2 cores in the Docker config. And then, so that's the rest of the gigabytes is just for the OS and the IDE and everything else. So that's how I've split it. And even that I'm topping out. Every time I run certain scripts that are incredibly resource hungry, it throttles. You can hear the fans going. It's not good, and it just gets so warm, and it just starts to degrade in performance. So I'm stuck. I need to get at least 32 gigs of RAM. I think that needs to be my bare minimum now. But I can't get a M1 Mac because they only support 16 gigabytes of RAM. For a laptop, it needs to be a laptop. So until Docker supports M1, and until Apple brings out an M1 that has higher RAM, then I'm kind of looking at Linux as an alternative. Yeah, no, seriously, 16 gigabytes of RAM is not enough for me. Not with the stuff I do. The thing is, I deal with a lot of Elasticsearch, and that is incredibly resource hungry. I deal with multiple databases. I deal with all sorts of things happening, many containers on a day-to-day. So. And I literally cannot do anything else on the Mac apart from work, which is fine because that's all I should be doing, right? But you know, like last week I was doing some stuff and I needed to like just close the Spotify and close all sorts of things just to allow these things to go through. 16 gigs is just not enough these days for web dev. Nope. Which sounds bonkers, but it's not. Yeah, I'll be definitely hitting those limits on a cloud server. Definitely. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so I've been looking at some really juicy System 76 boxes, laptops, and you can spec them to the hills. And I'm just thinking maybe that is the way to go. Like, maybe that is the way to go from, you know, if I can't get hold of an M1 that has that ticks all those boxes, then the logical alternative is Linux. It certainly isn't Windows. Certainly wouldn't. No, not Windows. Anywho, okay. That's done. I'm pretty happy with this, to be fair. It's in terms of functionality wise, it's all good. It probably needs like a couple of licks of paint, but it's all right. I'm a contractor stroke freelancer. Yeah. I have been for the past 6 years, something like that. 6 years. Yeah. And then before that, I was full time. I worked on some really awesome big projects. I have done. Yeah. I've been a full stack PHP dev for about 20 odd years. How do I get the sales? Right. Yeah, this is a tricky one. So, excuse me. I don't mind talking about this stuff. This is perfectly fine. We've done a lot of work, so I'm good to take a break. I hope everybody else is all right with this. So basically, what happened was when I was studying at uni and at college, I was a freelancer. So any kind of work I got to do with building a website or building a computer system, I took whilst I was doing my study work. And basically I was learning whilst being paid. and it wasn't a lot of money. I built a handful of websites whilst I was at university and college. And then what happened was when I got my first full-time gig, I continued the freelance work through word of mouth. It wasn't a lot at all. It certainly wasn't a lot to sustain me, but it got to a point eventually after several years of hard work, whilst I was basically juggling full-time work and freelance in the evenings and weekends. There was a lot of sacrifices to be made, but it got to a point where it was like, I can remember one month I took home more money in freelance than I did on my full-time job. And it was at that point I started to think, hang on a minute. This is nuts. I'm spinning too many plates here. But in terms of where I get my sales from, back then it was when I was at college, it was like the course lecturers, they always had little side projects that they wanted people to build. So you just got friendly with them, and they gave you some work, and it wasn't paid very well, but you had a portfolio. And at the start, that was more of a financial thing than actually the finances. So having a portfolio at the start was great. And then what happened was after college and uni, when I got into a full-time position, when I left the companies I was working for, in some cases, some companies that I've worked for in a full-time capacity gave me freelance work afterwards, because they know you in terms of like how you work. They know that you know the system that you've worked on for many years. So there's no kind of like learning curve that you have to take on. So that was nice. So being able to be kept on at the companies that I was working for, but in a freelance capacity, that was good. And then what happened was I got hold of I got in touch with some recruitment agents, and just went contracting. So by this time, I had a CV that was littered with full-time jobs as well as freelance work, and then I was able to get some contract positions, and yeah, all good. Yeah, it was a slow burn, definite slow burn. It certainly didn't happen overnight. We're talking years, mate. We're talking probably 6, maybe 8 years, and it's been an interesting ride. It's been an interesting ride. I mean, one position I had for like 3 years as a freelancer, and that was from word of mouth, from a conversation from an old project manager that I was working for in a company 2 years after I left that company. An old PM mentioned my name and passed my details over to a company that he knew of, and that ended up with a phone conversation and then 3 years worth of work. And that was completely out of the blue, completely and utterly out of the blue. So that's basically like, basically I would say that if any opportunity comes up, then just try it. Just try it. It's difficult. I feel very lucky, right? I think there's a lot of luck that I've had, which is good. But I also think that you are in charge of your own sort of destiny, and that you need to, good things come out of hard work. I've also played the networking game, so going to like business meetings business breakfast meetings and promoting yourself in front of a group of other businesses. That's always a good thing. So usually, like every Thursday morning, there's like a business meeting, or at least there was before COVID, where you could apply and you would have like a breakfast with other companies, and just talk about your work and their work, and see if there's any, I'm going to use the word, synergy. Yeah. Anywho, right. No, I don't like doing it from here. Let's do it from the command line. So we added in those alerts and we changed this here. Adding or updating alert styles. Okay. So I think if we go over to the old GitHub repo here. Sorry, if we go to the issues. So we've got these two here, the forgotten password and the password verify. I think they're good. I'm going to change the labels of these from test to something else, because they're not actual tests that we've done. We've done enhancements. In fact, it doesn't really matter. It's just me, but yeah, that's a cringy word. Synergy. It's a cringy word. What is Murphy barking about? Yeah, quoting is difficult. Yeah. There's a lot of back and forth. I mean, I can remember projects that there was like almost like months worth of back and forth and nothing to show. And I can remember being in situations where meetings were costing me time, because it was like, you know, if you are speaking to someone on the phone about a project, and you're not being paid for that project, for that conversation, then you're not actually working on another project. So you're not actually making any money. So there's so much time is spent not actually doing work. And you have to factor that in. So and that can be very different based on different clients. I must say now that I'm mostly contracting rather than freelance, which means that I am subcontracted by a recruitment agency who basically, I go in and I do a piece of work over a defined period of time. It's usually like creating features or fixing bugs or building something. And then what happens is that the recruitment agent, I do a timesheet, and then that gets all sorted out through the recruitment agent. Essentially, it's like there's like a third party involved, which is okay. It means that you get paid less because they need to take a cut, but it means that there's a lot of heavy work and legal work that is out of your hands, which is nice. which is so nice. So it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. You still obviously have to have the conversations and everything with the client, but there's an agreed daily rate. So instead of doing like, it's going to take me this set of hours and you billing on an hourly basis, this is going to take me this amount of days, and you usually get a contract for 3 months, maybe 6 months or more. And it's up to the client to decide what you can do within that space of time, what they need you for. On the flip side of that, of course, is that the notice period is quite short. So if something was to happen, they could drop you. You are essentially a resource that gets brought in, which is, that's just the way it rolls. But I can remember when I was doing freelance, I was just spending time just doing emails and phone calls and all sorts of stuff where, things you weren't actually spending time developing. You were spending time planning, and I found that very tricky to quote, to add to the quote. Yeah. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff where I've been brought in to upgrade things from like PHP 5.6 to 7, push things onto different hosting providers, do a lot of bug fixing. We've got this huge list of bugs that need to be fixed. Or the classic one is that we were just about to launch, and then one of the developers decided to leave, and so we have a very small period of time in which to get this project out. The developer who has left, this is a classic, the developer has said it's only going to take this amount of time. And you're like, okay, yeah, of course the developer who's left has said it's only going to take a short amount of time. Let me have a look at the code. Yes, enter the awkward conversation of, I don't think it's going to take as quick. It's going to be as quick as you think it's going to be. This is why. Yeah, so I've done a lot of that stuff, which has been super fun. It's been good. Okay, so what I want to do is basically close these down. That's essentially what I want to do. These two issues. So I've done a git push on the forgotten password tests. I don't know why I've called it tests. And I want to do a git checkout of. No, I don't. We'll do it. We'll do it through here. Let's do a code jobby here. And do a compare and pull. And we're going to pull this into the develop rebuild branch. That's what I want to do. This isn't configured. It's just, it's half baked. So we'll just manually do all this stuff. I ran the tests, so they're all good. And we can get rid of that old branch now. Off you go. So if we now go back to the issues, it's these two that we've done. So I'm going to grab. I wish there was a way to mark both as closed from that selection there, but there isn't. Yeah, I could have done the hash, couldn't I? I could have done the hash. But I wish there was like a way in this list, like you can select various things. I wish there was a way, I wish there was more than one action I could do here, rather than the filters and stuff. But hey. Okay, I'm going to get a cup of tea. This is cold and horrible. And then we'll come back and we'll deal with the page issues. I think those two. And then we've got and then I might take a look, depending on timing. What is it? Nearly 5 o'clock. At this, I don't know. I'm going to grab a cup of tea though. So cool. I will see you. No worries. Take care. If I don't see you, I don't see you. But if not, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to grab a cup of tea. Speak to you in a bit. Okay, I've got a fresh cup of tea. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Cheers, everybody. We're going to work on the page errors. Issues. Page error jobbies. So, let's have a look at the old Symfony documentation. I don't know why I did all that. Let's get rid of some tabs. Error page. Customize error pages. Yes, please. Okay, so overriding the default error templates. So obviously we're running in get the words out. We're running in development mode. So we just get the default here. So in the development environment, Symfony caches all the exceptions and displays a special exception page when lots of information to help you discover the root of the problem. Isn't that nice? Since these pages contain lots of sensitive information, yes, this is what happens on prod. So if you only want to change the contents and the styles of an error page to match the rest of your application, override the default error templates. Or if you want to change the contents of a non-HTML error output, so such as the like an API, then you would use a normalizer. So we don't need to worry about that. If you also want to tweak the logic used in the Symfony to generate the error pages, then you would override the error controller. Don't think I need to bother with that. If you need total control of everything, you can use the. I don't think I need to do that. So I think I just need to deal with overriding the error templates. Okay, you can. So here we go. You can use the built-in Twig error renderer to override the default error templates. Both the Twig and the Twig bridge need to be installed for this. Run this command to ensure that both have been installed. Okay, Smokey. I suppose the first thing I need to do is git check out our lovely develop rebuild branch. Let's do a git pull to bring in all the changes that we just put in. Zoom. And let's do a git check out -b of fixes, and it is error pages, error templates. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to grab you and I'm going to go into, because I can't remember whether I've got it or not. Let's actually get into the container here. Run composer require twig pack and see. Apparently we don't have it, so we do now. No worries. No, the Discord doesn't move that fast, but yeah, it'd be great to chat on Discord. Before you shoot off, if you've got a bit of time, I just want to say one thing, and that is that, and I'll say this at the end of the stream as well. We do a code review every month, where I set out some code challenges for people. And if you want to join, then check out the Code Challenges channel on Discord, but also this website, Code Challenges. It's totally free. None of this is... I'm not doing any... Yeah. So this month is a PHP OOP quiz. It finishes on the 28th of March. And it's basically 10 interview-style PHP OOP questions. And the idea here is to answer this as best as you can, and I'll be reviewing everybody's answers live on Twitch on the 28th of March. And you can also see the various different things that we've done. So it went all the way back to like November 2019. A bunch of series of challenges. We've even created some JavaScript games, and we've done some regex stuff. We've done some Python stuff, some CSS and some JavaScript and some HTML. So I'll just quickly put this into the old channel here, if you're still about. Everybody does a code repo in GitHub and then submits that to the Code Challenges channel on Discord, and then I will pull that down and review it. Of course. Of course, yes, definitely. You can basically this helps people learn how to code well. Boom, there you go. I've put the pun in. No, you can certainly do the old googling. Question 1 specifically: does PHP support multiple inheritance? So I'm not going to answer these until the 28th of March. And some of these are trick questions. If you've got any questions about these, though, then do let me know on our Discord, and I'm more than happy to talk through them. And also, we've got a code help channel as well. If you get stuck. Cool. Awesome. I'll remind everyone at the end of the stream, but let's crack on. Yeah, no problem. It's open to everybody. You don't have to do all the questions. You can do some of the questions. If you want to leave some of the questions because you don't know, or you don't want to put your answer out there, but you want to listen to other people's answers, then that's fair play. This is a different way of doing it than we've done in the previous months. So with the previous month, we had this. I need to sort out that. I need to sort that out. We were doing different things on the command line with PHP, but before then we've done, what's that one? This one is the advent calendar. So we built an advent calendar in JavaScript. And then before that, we did a tic-tac-toe game as well. And then we did, in August, we did Python challenges. So sort of finding the max and min of a Python set, counting characters in a string. And then what happens is I download the video and then put that up to YouTube on our How to Code Well archive channel. So and I also list the links to people's repos as well. So if you want to have your own sort of use this like a link off to a portfolio, then fair play. This is all built, by the way, in Gatsby. This is just a markdown site. So this one here was what's this, April? This was playing the game. This was building games in JavaScript. That was fun. JavaScript and all sorts of things. Yeah. Increase the commit count. Why not? Why not? Okay. Right. Let's get on with with these error pages. Okay, so we've just downloaded you. When the error page loads, Symfony Bridge twig blah 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 is used to render a twig template to show the user. This renders the status code's logic. Look for its template with a given. Okay, so it's error and then error code. That makes sense. If the previous template doesn't exist, discard the status code and look for a generic error. Okay, that's cool. It's like a fallback. To override these templates, rely on the standard Symfony method for overriding templates that live in the bundle, and put them in the templates bundle twig exception directory. I think that's all I need to do then. So I need to create templates, bundles, twig bundle, exception. Okay, cool. That makes a bit of sense. So in templates, we have a new folder in here, and we call this folder bundles. And then in a name already exists. Okay, fine. A new folder in here, and we call this twig bundle. Boom. Okay, and then in here we have exception. No worries. Take care, Dota 2. Take care. Exception. So now we've got these exceptions. So I want to deal with the default, which is error HTML. And I also want a custom error 404. So I think let's do a custom error 404 first. It has to be like called this. So we do new file like that. Okay, so what we could do is look at front end, look at one of these things. So let's look at the course, for instance. Grab all of this, paste this up into here. This is our main block. So actually courses is probably a bad idea. Let's have a look at the forgotten password job. This is what I want. This is what I want here. Yeah. Let's get rid of all this. And let's do page not found. H1. The page, yeah, the page you requested is not found. And then we can have a P. Please, I don't know, try again. And try again, something like that. Okay, so how do I go ahead and test this? I know that you can customize the status code. Yeah, I'm not bothered about that. Security in 404 pages. Okay, here we go, down here. So testing error pages during development. So fortunately, the error controller allows you to preview, because you can't preview the standard error stuff in development, right? So to use this feature, you need to load special routes provided by the framework bundle. If the application uses Symfony Flex, they are loaded automatically when installing Symfony framework. So here we go. So I should be able to do underscore error and then the status code, I think. Let's have a play. So if we go back to the website, wherever that tab is, here we go, and then put in error and then 404. Is that gonna do something? What's happening? He's thinking about it. Oh, argument passed to Symfony Bridge get path must be type of string, but null has been given. Oh dear. So it doesn't look like it's hit this. Really? Okay, I've obviously not read this through. In our dev framework, routes dev framework. In, where's this live? Config, of course it does. Config, routes dev framework. Here we go. So we got a framework bundle. Let me just make sure that that is 100% the same. We do, although that was, oh, that's fine. Right, with this, you can use your errors like so. So I tried to do, maybe I need to do index.php. Maybe that's the thing. I don't even know if this is going to get past the firewall. We'll see. No. Index.php /. Not sure that's going to work. Error 404. Argument passed Yes, that's gone straight back to here. Okay, pass to must be part of string. It's something to do with cache. Null is given in the cache. Do I have to clear the cache? I wonder if I have to clean the cache out. Let's I've got a make file for that. If we go to wherever you live, clear cache. I guess I could, I'm in the container, so I guess I could do it here, right? So console, I think it's cache clear. Because essentially I just want this one and then a 50 and then the standard 500 error, which is just a general exception. Let's grab that and refresh. Fingers crossed that's passed. No. Okay, this is a bit strange. What is going on? Does anybody else have this issue? I still continue to have this error, but when alright, it works. How do I fix it? Definitely. That smells like a caching issue, but security context as the first argument of security extension has been deprecated since Symfony 2.7. Really? Is this, am I actually looking at the right thing here? Is that, hang on. Symfony Bridge security extension. Yeah, I'm looking at the different thing. Symfony Bridge extension, security extension, construct must be. Yeah, it's a totally different error. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let's come back out of this. Can't override error pages. That sounds like one of them. I've tried to customize the error pages following this documentation, but I get the error, an error in dev environment. Argument 1 pass 2. Yep, that's exactly the same. How to produce, get the errors. Okay, can you create a small example application that throws to reproduce the issue? Can you show the content of your error file? It seems like you're missing the root name path here. No. There's no path here. So yeah, it's... I created a new project. Removed the extends. Oh, of course. Of course. Okay, yes, because that's going to get the primary menu in. I see. Do maybe something like this. Path request, get attributes root in your base template. +1 in 5.2. Use path at request. I think it's got something to do with, based on what I've just read, I've got a feeling it's got something to do with the base. How do we, I suppose, that's a problem. Well, I suppose just to sort of double check that, let's just remove that. That's the, and this. So these are headers and footers. And then let's refresh the page and test my theory out. There we go. There we go. I mean, it looks terrible, but okay, let's put that one back. Let's do this one at a time. Okay, that's happy. So there's obviously something wrong in here. Now I can already remember what I reckon I know what it is. In here, what we do is we get the current roots and stuff. So this thing here mentions use path at request attributes get. I reckon I need to at request attributes get root, at request attributes get root, at request attributes get root. Okay, that's annoying. It's the same thing. Is it that? I don't know. Okay, another test I could do is to grab this, paste it underneath, comment this out, and set this to be blank string, and this to be blank string. Just to test that out. Unexpected. What have I done? Oh, yes. Yeah, so it's definitely something to do with one of these things. Let's see. Is it the last one? Let's remove that. Remove that. All right, let's run that again. No, it's the first one. It's this one. Now, am I actually using current path? Let's have a little look. Find. I don't think I am. I think I used current root. So this is actually dead code. So the dead code is killing my thing. I wonder why though. Path, root. I don't know, but I don't use it, so I don't care. That's better. Okay, let's tidy this up because this looks like an abomination. Let's do class MD, or let's do so basically I want that centered, right? So I want yeah, I want this to be text center. Yeah, and I want this to have like sort of a width of a full width. Probably in a div. No. Am I using? I'm using flex. That's why. That's why I don't need any of this. Don't need any of this. There we go. Right, and I think what I'm going to do is take a look. Excuse me. Take a look at the forgotten password stuff, because we've got a form here. It would be nice if this was actually in a block, right? So if we went to, like, if it followed the same stuff. Div, come on. In fact, we do need, yeah, let's keep that there. And then let's do div, class, all those things. div. That can go. That can go. That can come back. Right. There we go. And then I guess we could do like text center and remove this. Whoa. Too much. Okay. I guess meh. I mean, it's not the most attractive, but it'll do for now. Right, the next one is to do with the 500 error. So if we hit the 500, I think it'll just come out with the standard 500 error, which isn't great. So we want to basically grab this, and I think, if I remember rightly, it's just error, because I want this as like a catch-all. So there has been an error. So whoops. There has been an error. Sorry, this has been reported and will be fixed soon. Okay, cool. I'm going to also do a 401, because I would like to have, so you must be logged in. And then please log in or create an account. Now, I want this to be a href with the path of security, front-end security register, login, and there we go. Please log in, and then the same deal, or create an account. So this is app. Oh, come on. Security register. Okay, is that front end security login? Have I just not got front end security? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's have a look at the 401 job. 401. No. There we go. Please log in. And that should take us to login, which it does. And then this one should take us to register, which that does as well. Please log in or create an account. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty painless, to be fair. Yeah. Let's do a git status. Nope. Not in the container. You can't do that in the container. It's not going to work. Not gonna work. Git diff. Git status. Choose which one you want to use. Okay. So we have installed the Symfony pack, Twig pack. We've defined some routes. And we've defined some error pages. And we've dealt with the... I'm going to commit the... I'm going to commit yeah, I'm going to commit it all. Yeah. I think that's good. Yeah. Nothing in there that is out of the ordinary. So adding custom error templates. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to mark those as done. Good. We did manage to get our four things done today, which is awesome. So, okay, let's do. Let's match these up. So, not that one. This one. This one is 18, and this one is 17. 18 and 17. So let's go to code. No. Have I not pushed this up? I thought I pushed this up. Have I not pushed this up? Git push. Oh, I haven't pushed it up to origin. And also, let me yeah, I'll just do it manually. It's fine. I was going to change the Git message to close those things down manually, but I'll do it. I'll to do it automatically. I'll do it manually. It's fine. So fixes. Well, I can do it in the actual pull request, can't I? Fixes. Nope. Fixes. That doesn't make sense. Error. Templates. All good things. Okay, compare and pull, and it was 18 and 19, I think. Let me just double check that to compare. It was 18. No, it was 17 and 18. 17 and 18. That's what we wanted to do. Which is page error, and 17, which is page not found. Fixes that and also closes that too. Okay. And we're pushing this into the rebuild branch. Don't change that. Thank you. Cool. Good. Has that reduced those down? Yes. No, it hasn't. Oh, that's weird. Maybe it needed to be in a comment. Oh well. Never mind. I can do those manually. It's all good. No biggie. I mentioned the comment, but I didn't... Meh. Okay, whatever. Close it down. Awesome. That's really cool. Now down to 5. That's cool. So this one needs to go to another page. This, I still don't know what's wrong, but I'm probably going to push this up onto a VPS and test. HTTPS on. Potentially, that might be the issue. This one here, still don't know why. Prism.js just isn't playing ball. Obviously, there's some sort of configuration on my end to do. Course enrollment, that's a bit of involved work with this, but that's going to be a nice chunk to do. And then obviously, the nature of Q1 was really all about the social sign-on, which we've put on hold because of that massive experiment that I've been doing or have done regarding moving from Gatsby into Symfony. I basically have rebuilt the front end in this sort of quarter. I don't think all of these are going to get done. I don't think course enrollment will be done in Q1. If it depends. If I focus on this, that won't get done. If I focus on this, that won't get done. So, plus I've also got to do a lot of DevOps work, and we are pushing into the last month of the quarter for this year, for the first quarter of this year. So my new rule is that any new features that I add to this will automatically go into the backlog. And then I will assess this. I'll assess it in the next quarter, sort of April. Any new bugs, of course, we'll have to fix. So, yeah. So no more features being added to this quarter. It is just going to be working on this lot and fixing any bugs that I find, plus the DevOps. Because essentially what I want to do is rebuild the beta site in a VPS somewhere. At the moment, the beta site is living on AWS Amplify because it's a static site, of course. It doesn't have these features that we've just been playing with. It doesn't have the forgotten password. It doesn't have various other bits and pieces. And the idea is that once everything is ready, I'll then replace the beta site with the develop rebuild branch. So at the end of Q1, what I'm hoping to do is to achieve all of these except for potentially the social sign-in or the course enrollment. It's going to be one of those two. It's going to be one of those two that I will have to sacrifice, I think, in order to get this in. Syntax highlighting with Prism.js, I don't know what's going on with that. And the Twitch embed thing, I think I'm going to only be able to fix that once I push it up onto a VPS. The GoPro pricing needs to go to a coming soon page. So that's a new page that gets built for that, which uses MailChimp as the form. So that's pretty straightforward. That's probably the next one I'll do, just to do a wash up. And then I'll focus back onto here, and then hopefully by that time we'll have the beta running on a VPS, and all good. Basically, I need to clear this up by the end of March. That's essentially where we're at. And as I mentioned before, I'm a contractor, so I don't do any of this during the day, right? I work for clients, so all of this is done weekends and evenings, which means that in an evening I'll probably get like 2 hours of this done. On a weekend, it's like Sunday stream, and then all day Saturday if I can get away with it. So I don't have a lot of time to do this. Unfortunately, that's why there's only a limited amount. This to me looks quite big, as a month's worth of work for just a few evenings and a few weekends. But we'll see. I'm just scared of this one. This one's big. This one's a big. It needs database and API stuff. So anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm going to shoot off, grab some dinner, and then chill out for the rest of the evening. It is 5:30 here in the UK. But yeah, thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching and being a part of it. It's been great. It's been awesome. And I will see you on Twitch on Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. And we'll continue down this train. We'll probably deal with this one, to be fair, on Tuesday, I reckon. Yep. And then we'll probably look at this or this. I've got to make a decision as to where we're going. This one I can only fix, I think, when it's on a VPS. Something to do with an iframe, just not liking my local site. This one I think will just get fixed in the mix eventually. Anyway, so yeah, Tuesday morning I will be working on this one. And also, I should remind everyone again, I keep forgetting to do this, but on the How to Code Well has a YouTube channel. Has 3 YouTube channels, sorry. It has the How to Code Well channel with all of our courses that you can see somewhere, wherever the thing's gone here. So these are, if I view all the courses, it gives you more. So these are all the courses that I've done. So there is like 125 tutorials covering about 16 courses. So if you want to check that out, go to youtube.com/howtocodewell. What we're building here on Twitch is the platform, the e-learning platform for How to Code Well, which is cool. But also, what I do is I teach code, right? So I teach programming, and as you can see here, I've got all the courses and stuff. Teach code and Linux and all of this stuff. I also do a monthly challenge where we go through a series of quizzes or questions or challenge or levels of difficulty of something that I decide at the start of each month, and then I review the submissions at the end of the month. We've had a bit of a long one this one because last month there was a lot of issues with like health and stuff that I had, and just timings around Christmas didn't really work out. So I've extended this one all the way up to the end of March, so March the 28th, which by the way is when the sprint finishes. But anyway, so you can see the challenge at codingchallenges.howtocodewell.net. I'll put again this in the link in the chat. Sorry. So each month I've been setting out a challenge for people to do, and this month is about PHP OOP. It's a PHP OOP quiz. Test your PHP knowledge with these interview-style questions. Some questions require a yes or no answer, and others require a code example. Please use Markdown to write your answers and read the code submission details. Your code will be reviewed on Twitch on the 28th of March. So, question 1, I'll go through these questions quickly. Question 1 is multiple inheritance supported in PHP, yes or no? Question 2 is explain the difference between a class and an object. Question 3 is demonstrate the singleton pattern. Question 4 is explain why the singleton pattern is sometimes considered an anti-pattern. Question 5 is explain what an abstract class does. Question 6, can an abstract class extend another abstract class, yes or no? Question 7, can a PHP interface extend another interface, yes or no? And question 8, how many interfaces can a PHP class implement? Question 9, explain when you would use an interface instead of an abstract class. So think of these more like questions, as in if you were looking for a PHP job and an interviewer was asking you these questions, how would you respond? That's kind of the flavor here. And then question 10 is my little trick question. Well, there's quite trick questions in here, but question 10 is explain the output of the following code. So you've got a final base class here. So base class and it's final. In this class, you have a public function called test, which outputs this. So base class : test called. Then you've got a child class here, which extends that final base class. And then in your global code, you're doing obj, your variable obj, you're instantiating a new child class, and then you're creating a variable called output, and you're assigning that the value, the return value of obj test, and then you're echoing out output. So what do you output? And explain it. It's not as straightforward as you may think. Hey, JJ, gosh, I can't pronounce that. JJ Nitros, is that right? Nitros, JJ Nitros. I'm developing a web browser game, Life Simulator in Laravel. Nice. That sounds super complicated, but super fun. That's so cool. Feel free to join our Discord server and put a link in there's a Who Am I section on Discord on one of our channels. So feel free to join if you want to mention that. So the Discord channel is this. Here we go. That's the link, howtocodewell.net/Discord. It's totally free to join. It's just a community of people who want to learn more about coding. And this is also a place where you submit your code challenge, which I will review each month. And you can check out the previous ones here as well. Anyway, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to dive off. But thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining. Good luck with that Laravel game Life Simulator, JJ Nitros. That sounds awesome. And take care, everybody. I'll see you soon. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye. How do I stop this train? The stop button. Bye.